Hey friends, I'm Holly Andrews. Welcome back to the channel. Today I kind of want to talk to you and have a little chat about mindset. This is something that has been coming up in my conversations with my clients. There is so much stress. There is so much going on. And a lot of us, me included, have trouble kind of reframing potentially negative situations or negative thought patterns or the negative stories that go running through our head on a daily basis into something positive. So today I want to share with you 3 different sets of questions that I ask myself and I encourage my clients to ask when they face these kind of situations. These questions were game-changing for me, especially over the last 5 years as I've been on my health journey, as I have been creating awareness around my own emotions and my own patterns. So that's why I want to share them with you. And the first set of questions I like to ask really revolve around the situations that come up where we don't understand necessarily why they're happening. It could be anything from somebody makes you late. They cut you off in traffic, or you get behind a school bus, or, you're going to be late for whatever reason. It could be something as simple as that to a really big life situation. Like there's a really bad accident. Somebody gets seriously injured. When those kinds of situations come up, I used to ask myself, I used to say, why is this happening? Why is this happening to me? Why do I have to deal with this? And when I was taught to reframe that question from, why is this happening to me? To then ask, instead of why, and to me, where I then become the victim in that situation, when I was taught to reframe it to the following question, so much changed for me. And I've seen it work and change my client's perspective as well. So that question is, how is this happening for me? So go from why is this happening to me to how is this happening for my benefit. So let's take that situation where you're stuck in traffic and you're going to be late. I hate to be late, y'all. I hate it. I grew up with the mantra that if you're 10 minutes early, you're late. So running late gets my heart racing, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. I think a lot of things I could go on about that one. But instead of sitting there going, oh my goodness, why is this happening? I'm gonna be late. What in the world? Why? When I learned to change it to how is this happening for me, it didn't necessarily explain the why. I still didn't necessarily know. But when you start thinking about how is this happening for me, suddenly that being stuck in traffic could mean I'm being prevented from being in a car accident that could have happened 5 minutes later, right? If I hadn't have gotten stuck in traffic or I hadn't have gotten stuck behind the school bus. Maybe it's for my own benefit and my own safety. For those situations that are much more serious, when there is an accident, when somebody is injured, when somebody falls seriously ill, and we certainly don't understand the why. We've been walking through this with my son's mystery illness recently, and I'm working with him to teach him, instead of why is this happening to me to how is this happening for me? Well, maybe his situation is happening so that something even more serious down the road doesn't happen. Maybe he's learning some healthy eating habits now that are going to serve him greatly 10 years from now and prevent him from developing potentially a chronic disease. Maybe it's not about you in the end, but maybe you're walking through that situation so that you can help somebody else down the road walk through a very similar or same situation. So I hope that you can see the power of reframing that why to how and that 2 to 4. So it's very, very powerful. We still don't maybe get the answers that we want, but maybe we can open our mind to see other possibilities at work and how that might actually, in the end, work to our favor. A second question I like to ask, and I like to ask my clients to do this exercise as well, is to ask, what do I really need right now? What do I really need right now? This situation usually comes up around weight loss But it could also be in weight loss when there is a triggering event making someone want to go to the refrigerator, calm themselves down with something that is not going to serve them in the long run, ice cream, chocolate, cookies, whatever it is, right? That they want to calm themselves, they want to numb themselves with food. I had this situation happen yesterday, right? I had a triggering event and my first instinct was, I got to eat something. But I took the time to stop and pause and say, what is it that I really need right now? I don't need the food. The food is not going to actually fix the problem. It will, in fact, more than likely make it worse. But what is it that I really, really need right now? Sometimes, especially in a weight loss, a weight management situation, or just pure stress, are telling us we're hungry, but really we just need to drink some water. Often our bodies mix up the hunger and thirst cues. So stop and think, have I had some water recently? Maybe I just need water. It could be that simple. Maybe I just need to take a break. Maybe I am getting wound up about a certain situation because I have been working for 4 hours straight without a break. So get up, go to the bathroom, or step outside, put some sunshine on your face and stand there and let the warmth of that sun just calm you down. What is it that I really need right now? I don't necessarily need. Now, if I haven't eaten in 5 hours and I'm hangry, then yeah, maybe I need something to eat. But in that case, I actually need real food and not high sugar, high carb food. So that's the second question I like to ask myself, and I ask my clients to ask themselves when they're faced with a challenging situation and they're facing a challenge in how to respond to that situation. So sometimes it's as simple as drink some water. Other times you may need to step away. Other times you may need to say, hold that thought. I cannot continue this conversation right now. I need to step away and just have a moment to process, and we'll come back to that. So think about what it is that you actually need in that situation to help you handle whatever that situation is. The third questions, and it's actually a set of questions, but this third set of questions that I like to ask myself, and I ask my clients to walk through them as well. Questions for an aftermath of a situation where maybe you didn't show up as your best self, or you made a choice that you really didn't intend to make, want to make, but maybe it was an impulse choice. Again, with my weight loss clients, I see this a lot around, I messed up, right? I screwed up. Okay, so talk to me about what that means, right? And as we're exploring that situation of, I made a decision, I made a choice, I did something and I didn't like what I did. I didn't like the choice that I made or the decision that I made, and I didn't like the outcome. And we're kind of going through this after action report, if you will, or a post-mortem of the situation, if you will. I walk them through these three questions. And the first one is, okay, so what actually happened? Like, what actually happened? Without judgment, just walk me through the steps. What happened? There's no judgment, there's no shame in this. It's facts, it's history, it happened, so tell me what happened. Then I ask, after we've explored this, I ask either myself or my clients, well, what did I want to have happen? How would I have shown up as my best self in that situation? What was the choice I actually would have liked to have made in that situation? What was the action I would have actually liked to have taken in that situation instead of the one that I did that made me unhappy with the situation? So we walk through that, right? How would their best self, how would my best self show up if I were faced with the same situation again, right? What did I actually want to have happen? And then that's followed by, well, what's next, right? And by what's next, we mean, okay, what are we going to do differently in the future when we're faced with the same or a similar situation again? Because chances are that is not a one and done situation, that there will be many, many more situations that are either the same or similar. And so what do we want to do next time? What will we do differently next time? That way we're learning from the situation and not just, okay, it happened, whatever, right? It's over and done with. But we're actually learning from the situation and we're putting a plan in place so that the next time, maybe, hopefully, right, things will go differently and either I or my clients or you will be happier with the outcome, happier with the choices and decisions that you make in that situation. What happened? What did I actually want to have happen? And what's next? So I hope these sets of questions were helpful to you, and they're going to take practice, right? They're not going to come overnight, but if you can start to implement them little by little, I think that you will start to see small mindset shifts in the way that you think and in the way that you process emotions. And in our space of healthy lifestyle, weight loss, healthy weight management, living that healthy lifestyle, those small mindset shifts incrementally or over time are what, in the end, honestly make the biggest difference, because the 6 inches between our ears is really where it's at. If we can start to understand this and start to understand how we process things, how we process our thoughts and emotions, and start to actually really be aware of what's going on in here, it will come out in the physical. It will come out in our food choices. It will come out in our behavior. So I hope that these were helpful. Comment below and let me know if you've ever practiced these questions before, or if you give them a try and how they work for you. But it is a practice, so I encourage you to pick a set of questions and really start to think through those. Try a set of questions for a week, see how that works for you, and let me know in the comments. All right, y'all, until next time, have a blessed week.